What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Journey to Success podcast. Listen, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I believe in this. I believe in excellence, guys. Like for real, I believe in excellence. So the video that we shot, it wasn't that great. I'm just gonna be honest with you, and I couldn't put that out there. I can't put that behind the brand. So this week's podcast, you're not gonna be able to see us, but you will hear us, right? Because it just can't be put out, guys. I'm just going to be honest with you. Next week, we'll be back with the video. Thank you guys for tuning in, man. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. If y'all have any questions, anything that you want us to add to the podcast, please leave it in the comment section. Share it with a friend. Tell that friend to share it with a friend. But here you guys go. The 14th episode of the Journey to Success podcast. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Journey to Success podcast. It's a special edition today because we just got done putting in some work, like some real work this morning. Put my man through the gauntlet, like we hundreds of reps. I'm like, man, today was back and shoulders and trap. We just
some tigers and bills.
Man, oh my, you know what I'm saying? We did, man, so many reps, like. We were aiming for at least 25 each set, but we was even pushing it further, pushing each other, and that's the importance, man. That kind of sets us up for what we're gonna talk about today. Before I get ahead of myself, though, I'm your host, Mr. Destry Brandon, host with the most. You know what I'm saying? The most. The most. And then I got my brother here,
I'm
Mr.
the co with the show,
Mr. Braylon Wolf. Call him Braylon. Call him Wolf. Call him whatever you want. Call him whatever you want to call this man. So,
like my name don't matter.
If you're new to the podcast, guys, you know that you don't know, I guess. You don't know that this podcast is literally about the journey, guys. Like, we're not on here trying to tell you that we're millionaires, we got the Bugatti parked out. So, no, we ain't on that. We are telling you that we are on this climb with you. We are beginning entrepreneurs in the first year, onto the second year of entrepreneurship. Any life lessons that we've learned on the way, any thing that we could just having a
tips
conversation, tips, tricks, whatever, or just not even that. We're just on here telling you about our life and see if you can apply it to your life. Things that we got results from, right? Things that I've written in this book that I've lived, things that we have lived and we've gotten results from. We want to bring it to you on this podcast, baby. So if you're new to this show, we got a segment called You Know What's Crazy.
What's crazy?
You know what's crazy, bro? I was just thinking about this the other day. You know what's crazy?
What's crazy?
Why is it so hard to use an electric can opener, bro? Like, why is it so hard, man? Like, I'm serious. Like, you can ask my wife. It's a serious struggle around the crib.
It's an alchemic equation.
Bro, I cannot get that thing. Look, it should be so easy to but you got to have a 90-degree angle, perfect press and tilt. Like, it's just...
And then the can will fall out halfway through.
Bro, I just take a knife and I just go around the can. Like, it just...
Smooth.
Yeah, and we don't got many canned goods around the house anyway. So, it's just like...
The little canned goods we do got, we want to be able to get to them.
Yeah, a little few that we got whenever we do need them.
Old school, baby. Just get a little handheld.
Yep. Electric can openers, bro. It's just like, why? Like, for real, I struggle with it. My wife just easily, I'll be over there for 5 minutes. Next day, she I'm just like, man.
Jump off the top rope on it.
Right. But we got a great episode for you guys. The 14th episode. We got a fantastic episode for you guys today. I want to start this thing off with kind of talking about a lot of people, especially entrepreneurs. We're trying to get a good team around us. Like, okay, let's just say a good circle around us. Let's not even say like it's necessarily a team. Just a good circle of people around us. And I was talking to my buddy T-Bird Nueva, my man Nueva clothing brand. Shout out Nueva. Follow him if you're on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, T-Bird Nueva. But I was talking to him about like getting the right people around you. Like you got to get yourself surrounded with the right people because ultimately you can't go to the highest level if you got nothing but people who aren't even on that level, you know what I'm saying, around you. You need people who are better than you. If you're the best person in your circle, you in the wrong circle. Period, point blank. I only with my man because my man pushes me, I push him. There's areas of my life that he pushes me in. There's areas of his life that I push him in. You know what I'm saying? We are actually adding to each other. And I heard this, man. I want you to pour in on this, that there is no such thing as a neutral relationship. No such thing. People are either adding or subtracting from your life. There's no middle ground.
I agree. And I wouldn't even call it a relationship. Well, I do agree that we have those people in our lives, though.
Right.
So it's just kind of high and bias, you know.
Right.
Maybe you.
Well, yeah. But we're talking about in your circle.
Inner circle?
Yeah,
no.
in your circle.
No, you're right.
Right.
So either like you're giving your all to someone else and there's no reciprocation, or
right.
You know, they're giving you some.
Right. And this
it's steel sharpens steel, so it's like, you know.
Yeah, iron sharpens iron, man. But it's crazy, man, because like I found myself in a situation plenty of times where I was in a parasitic relationship.
Parasitic.
Yeah.
It's like sucking the life out of you.
Pretty much. And you don't even know it because you want to help. You know what I'm saying? We kind of talked about this on the servant episode where somebody will literally suck you dry and they will take advantage of the fact that you're their family or that you're their friend or whatever, and they will suck you dry. I need to ride over here.
Family and friends will dick you faster than a stranger.
Right. And you are sometimes we overextend ourselves to help family, but I had to start thinking like this. I got a family now. If I'm helping somebody out and they can't help me, that's cool. But when I need help, I have nobody to help me. I'm helping, and there's nothing wrong with that, and I will. But that's, at the end of the day, it's hurting me. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you got to provide now too.
Right. So there was a point in my life.
You can't be feeding 2 and 3 families.
Right. But it's crazy, man, because you don't want to disappoint your family. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we turn into people pleasers, and it's like we don't want to disappoint our boy or our guy. Like, yo, come hang out tonight when we know we writing a book right now. And you ain't got time. We ain't got time for it, but we don't want to. Oh, bro, you know you saying you don't want to, because it's your boy. You know you grew up with this dude or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or it's a family member. Say it might be even your mom, your dad, whoever, your uncle. You know what I'm saying? These people help raise you. You don't ever want to be like, I'm hurt, blah blah blah. But when it becomes a cycle and they're just like basically living off of you, you can't overextend yourself. You gotta sometimes helping people is cutting them off and allowing them to help themselves.
Allow them to grow.
Right.
That is true, because I feel like you hinder them in a way.
Right, you do, because now they
become reliant.
On you. Yep, that's what it is. They become dependent on you to help them out. Like I know plenty of people that are in this situation. They can't even basically help themselves. It's getting to a point where they can't even help themselves
because they too busy helping others.
Right. And then now both of y'all in a messed up situation. I feel like you only can help people if you're in a position to help. Now, there's certain levels to help. Sometimes you don't need to maybe give them the money. Maybe you need to give them an opportunity to earn the money.
So yeah, hey, do this.
You see what I'm saying?
You do this, I'll give you this.
Right.
I feel you, I do that.
Right, because I'll do that 9 times out of 10. You know, usually how I go by it is I won't give you something that I need back. So if you need $100 and I need it back,
I've done that.
I'm good.
I've done that.
I won't do it.
I've given my last.
Well, now I won't do it. I used to do it.
Well, you can't do it now.
Well, yeah, because family. But I'm just saying, like, yeah, now I'm just like, I will give you, so if you needed $100, I will give you something towards it if I can't give you the whole thing and need it back. You see what I'm saying?
I feel you. So
it's very important, guys, and not just that. Some of us are we talked about this even on the last episode, some of us are in relationships where nobody's pushing us. No, you got a business and your friends aren't even contributing to the business, or they're not even supporting you, or they're not pushing you. You know what I'm saying? They actually are trying to like.
If you're in business with the friends?
No, you're not in business with the friends. I'm just saying they're in your circle though. They're in your circle, and you're trying to grow, but they're trying to do total opposites. Sometimes you got to create distance. Not saying that you're not cool with them no more.
Have you ever heard you are who your friends are?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. My mom used to say, birds of a feather flock together. And it was weird, man, because... but check this out. I came to a realization with that. Birds of a feather flock together. I came with a realization with that. It doesn't necessarily mean that... To me, this is what it meant. It says more about you, that you're in that group, than it does about them.
It's true.
You see what I'm saying? So you don't see... birds of a feather flock together. So you're not going to see the flamingo flying around... with the
gorilla.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna see that, or you ain't gonna see them really do much anyway. But I'm just saying, like, birds of a feather flock together to me means that it means more about you. It says it's more of a hit towards you than it is towards the people that you're hanging around.
There.
Yeah, why do they feel comfortable around you?
Like, what about you makes them feel comfortable to be that way around you? Or how are you comfortable in that group?
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes, man, yeah, we grew up with these people. Yeah, we're best friends or whatever. But sometimes we have to create distance if we want to go somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I've learned that, man. I've placed myself in circles where people are trying to grow. Even if I can't be around these people physically, in this day and age, I could be around them virtually. I can be around a Eric Thomas, a Grant Cardone. I can be around these people because they're putting content out that I can consume and apply and use in my life. So these people are like in my circle. I'm not in their circle, but they're a part of my circle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So sometimes it's not about sometimes you can't be around these people physically. But I feel like you can be around them at least virtually.
So what about the friends that you came up with that haven't changed like you have?
I've created so much distance. Like, you're probably the only dude that I hang around from that time, from, let's say, high school, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And it's not, like I said, it's no malice. It's nothing like if I see him that I'm going to be like, oh, man, I hate that dude or whatever. I'm not talking crazy about him. But we all had our different paths. And our paths weren't necessarily going this way. We were going this way. And you got to allow that to happen sometimes. Yeah. Now, you never know because that's still network. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I got my friend, maybe one of my friends is out in Cali somewhere. You know, I can network with him and be like, yo, I'm coming out to Cali, blah, blah, blah. You know any schools that I can go to or blah, 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 to help his business out too. You know what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily like you, or if he even has a business, you know, but it's not necessarily like you're just cutting these people off. You're just going in a different direction so you can get to your destination. So, I mean, have you ever experienced that? Have you ever had to, like, kind of distance yourself from somebody who was either parasitic or just wasn't helping you, wasn't pushing you? You know, like, okay, I put it like this. You're on a fitness journey. Let's set this scenario up. You're on a fitness journey. You can't put yourself around people who are just eating all type of junk, living an unhealthy lifestyle. So is there, in that situation, let's say you're in that situation and you're hanging around people initially that were just like you, eating bad, not working out, but now that you're on that mission, what would you do to get out of that circle?
What would I do or what have I done?
Both. Hit me with both. Okay, let's talk about the past and let's talk about now.
I think the steep decline in my health initially came from just where I was at in life.
Right.
So,
you mean like mentally,
you know, I might have low-key had a bit of depression. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And we don't even realize that. Yeah, man.
Well, now that I can look back and
you like, man, I was in a bad mental state.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, but and that comes control. I let myself become a product of my environment, of my situation, of my circumstances. So, but once I was like, yo, this is enough. You know, things started changing. I got the truck, fixed the whip, you know what I'm saying? Got the crib all done up.
So mostly it was you. Oh, it was kind of you versus you.
Yeah, basically. So I had to step away from me, step away from where I was at and who I was at the time, and become, you know, just hit this metamorphosis. I had to, like I said, it starts with my thinking. I had to understand, like, okay. So I love being able to take control. I love this because, like, I was living outside of my realm of control.
Yep.
And there's nothing worse than wanting something to happen that ain't happening.
You're right. And that you can't even help happen.
Yeah, you can't.
You know what I'm
no
saying?
matter how much I will it, think it, want it, believe it.
Yeah, push it.
Whatever. You know.
There's nothing that you can do
there's
about
nothing
it.
you can do.
And that will put you in a state of depression or anxiety. It will put you into crazy. You'll go crazy.
You'll lose your mind.
You'll go crazy.
You'll lose your mind. It had, like, I went to some places mentally, emotionally where I didn't even know I could go. I didn't even know it existed.
Right. And then the thing is, though, you can't control it. So it's like there's literally nothing you can do but work on you.
Exactly.
So I think a lot of times this is real good. I'm glad you said that because sometimes it is you versus you. And the only time it changes when it's you versus you is when you get sick and tired of the you now, like the now you. Because, I mean, that happened to me. You know what I'm saying? I talked about that in the first chapter of the book. I got to a point where I was disgusted with my life.
Yeah, bro.
I was disgusted, bro.
You catch yourself in the mirror, like, yo,
what are you doing, bro? Like, I found myself living in somebody else's home as a grown man with a family.
An addict.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to a point. I was disgusted, bro. I remember very vividly. I was on a ride to work one day, bro. Just broke down. You know what I'm saying? For real, like, I'm like, this can't be life. You know what I'm saying? Like, this can't, like, I don't feel like I was destined to be here. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, I was at a place where I was like, yo, this is totally out of my where I'm supposed to be going. This wasn't in the plan.
This is off the path,
this was a detour. You know what I'm saying? And it's all because of me. I found out that it was me versus me. I had bad habits that got me in that situation. I had bad thinking, like you were saying. I was mentally in a bad space. So the only way for us to get out of that circle, of our own circle, of you versus you, is getting tired of your life and knowing what you need to fix and fixing it.
Yeah, you got to start taking steps. So, like, a step for me was first I had to clean up my environment.
Right.
I do believe that your environment plays a huge part.
Oh yeah, no
on
doubt.
Your mood, on your overall just thinking, your thought process. Because you can't, like, I was living through a remodel for 2 or 3 years, and I don't know if anybody who does like any kind of construction or kind of home revamping. If you've ever lived through a remodel, you're living through chaos.
Yeah, pretty much.
You come home, there's tools, there's materials, there's
everywhere.
There's no cleanliness. There's no like, you know, you can't come home to a feng shui, some kind of like, some calm. You come in, you walk in, you leave work, you know, you done already your boss, your coworkers. You want to come home,
especially back then when you
home is
Amazon,
peace. Bro, home is shit. Like, I believe that your home should be your peace. And if you don't have peace in your own house,
right,
where you paying bills, you paying the utilities, you bringing in food,
right.
If you don't got peace in your own house, you're not gonna have peace nowhere.
Yeah.
If
you don't have self peace, you ain't gonna have peace nowhere either.
I don't. But like I said, you gotta look at it from all angles. You're not gonna have self peace if you live in a mess.
You right. You
know what I mean? So, like,
you right.
You know, my mom always impressed that upon me. Like, your home should be your zen,
your sanctuary.
Exactly. Just a great word.
Yeah.
So I had to get that right. Next thing you know, boom, boom, room. Well, all of a sudden, it's not just my house. Look how I'm living. Look how I'm eating. Look what I'm doing. I've always been in wrestling, but outside of that, I lived a sedentary lifestyle.
Yeah.
So even though I wrestle, I come home and watch TV. I come home and bang a bag of chips out or something you know what I mean? Yep. You know, so
especially at that crucial workout,
bro. So I might have been doing some hard work, but if I'm putting in garbage,
right?
It does nothing. It actually works against me, and I ain't sleeping. I ain't doing this. I ain't doing that. So I had to change some things about my lifestyle, change some things about my environment, finish the house. Had to get pretty much gain my independence as a man back. So, like, at the time, I was relying on other people, like you, rides to work.
Yeah.
The person I was living with, rides. Hey, can you take me? I gotta ask to even go get groceries. Hey, can you take me to the store? Can you do this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's just one of them where you weren't in control.
I wasn't.
You weren't in control.
I wasn't. So once I started, like I said, boom. I started making little steps. First thing, house. Next thing, crib. Got it. Got the truck.
Yeah.
Got the house.
Piece by piece. So sometimes you got to put the puzzles back together. Yeah. When everything, let's hit it like this. When everything is kind of chaotic, kind of scattered, you don't know what your next move may be. You got to figure out what pieces are missing. And how can I put these pieces together? Because I remember, man, you had like a clear cut 1, 2, 3. You was like, okay, first got to get a better job.
Yep.
Then I got to work on this remodel. Mm-hmm. Then I got to get the truck. Then I got to, and then now it's all can't come to fruition now. Yeah. So listen,
3 years. This was 3 years ago. I was telling you this.
I wanna hit you with this quote. I jotted this down as soon as it came to my mind. And usually I don't even use notes, but I got to give you this. Your life will always reflect the mindset you have. Your life will always reflect the mindset. Your mindset creates your world, to me. Like your mindset, like where your mind is. Yeah. Because even you can be living in a beautiful place, but if mentally you're not in the, you know what I'm saying? How many people are rich, not happy? How many people are living in freedom, like total freedom? They don't need nothing. You know, all these different things. Most they married, but not happy because their mental space. Mm-hmm. So your life will always reflect your mental space. You see what I'm saying? It will always reflect your mindset. It's true because if your mind's not in the right spot.
So what do you mean by your life? Because what do you mean?
Your life, basically.
Like your
that could be talking. That
how
could
you
be
think of your life, or just your life. And
okay, let's say specifically that could be like your quality of life. I'm not talking about necessarily the outside appearance. I'm saying like even somebody who has money.
Okay.
But I'm saying but the quality because you're not when you're in the wrong mental spot. Everything around you could be great, but you aren't. You see what I'm saying? Like you're not happy. You're not good. You're not feeling right. You're depressed, about, like, even though you have everything.
And everything like that.
I'm saying like you can have everything in the world, but if your mind isn't right, you're not living in that space. You know what I'm saying? You're what you have doesn't reflect. You see what I'm saying?
How you feel.
Right.
Okay, I got you.
I'm saying you can have I'm not even just talking because we can go on two different sides of the extreme. We could say you can have everything, and we could say you have nothing. There's people who have nothing, who have a great mindset.
I've seen some happy homeless people.
I mean, people we saw that's like, yo, they homeless, but they are content.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but I'm just saying, like, they're okay. They're not asking for nothing. I've seen homeless people who don't ask for nothing. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They may have even chose that life. Some people have chosen that life. There are people who out here who just don't want to live in society. It's just true. I mean, there are people like that. Damn. So, but I'm just saying, like your minds, because I see it all the time, man. You see people, they might be driving a nice car, they might be bills all paid, but mentally they're focused on the things that. Not necessarily that they can't. They're focused on the negatives in life. Yeah, I got a nice car, but something's always happening to me. I always got another bill. I always got this. My kids ain't acting right. Whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So you can have everything and be in a bad mental space, and your life will ultimately be bad. It's almost like that thing where they say you could be beautiful on the outside, but if your inside it ain't beautiful, you're ugly.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh man.
Because how many people have we met like that?
Yeah, like
beautiful on the outside, but on the inside,
just awesome, and then horrible personality.
Yeah, horrible person.
People.
Yeah.
And then then that'll just ruin the whole.
Once
you see that, it's like, all right, you don't even look attractive no more.
And that's I believe that's where that person's mind. You know what I'm saying? That their mindset. Some people don't have the mindset of they want to help people. They got the mindset of they want to hurt people or whatever. So I just feel like your life will always reflect your mindset. You can't I
think so. So yeah, I agree with that. So
right.
Even if you are
in the best space in the world, yeah.
But if you're mental, that's what you're gonna put out.
Right. I really want to hit this. I really want to make sure we really ash this out. When I say your life will reflect your mindset, I literally mean like your mind, like how powerful. Think about how powerful your mind is, bro. Like I said, you could be on either side of that extreme. You could be in a terrible space but have a great mindset, and you're not. You know what I'm saying? You're focused on where you're going versus where you are, or you could be rich and have a terrible mindset, and you're more focused on the negative things that are happening in life versus the million great things that are happening in your life. So I guess what I'm saying is we need to put more emphasis on the positive things in our lives. If we could put more emphasis on the positive things in our life, I guarantee the negatives will seem way less terrible.
I can agree.
Because I've been in some terrible situations, but when I think about, I got my health.
Yeah,
you're alive. I think about, check this out. I'm very careful nowadays. I try to be in the present. I'm trying to practice being in the present, right? Because I think a lot of times we're thinking about the future, we're thinking about this, we're on the phone, we're thinking about all these different things. Every day I get done I do a workout, right? Every day I do a workout. I'm sweating, I'm exhausted. I don't care if I step into the shower and it's cold water. I don't care if I step into the shower and it's hot water. I'm thanking God for the water. Like, seriously, there are people in Michigan can't take showers, bro, because of you know what I'm saying?
Flint, boy.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? They can't even take a shower. Think about that. They can't take a shower. You think about how much. We don't even look at a shower as a luxury. It's a luxury, bro. There are people in this world who can't take showers, who can't get in the water. You feel what I'm saying? So I thank God, no, my life isn't perfect. Yeah, I may have this bill overdue or that's going on in my life, but I got clean water. I got food. I got a house. I got 2 cars that I own. You know what I'm saying? Let's think about the positive things. No, I may still be working a 9-to-5 job, and I'm building an entrepreneur. I want to work for myself. You know what I'm saying? I want to own. I want to do this. Yeah, I might be at a job that I hate, but I got a job.
You got a job.
I got income. Yeah. My family is taken care of. Let's focus on the positive. So what are some things in your life? Let's make this very practical. What are some things in your life that you're focused on that are negative or that are outside of your control? What are some things that you can just like get rid of, like that you don't need, like get the baggage, bag lady, you gon' hurt your back. You hear me? Dragging all them bags. For real, like seriously, sometimes we gotta let go of some of that baggage in our lives, man. We carry around like I wish we can just see how many bags we're really carrying around, like for real, in our lives.
You didn't even think about it.
You don't even think about it. You could be carrying around something from 20 years. Your mom abused you, your dad abused you 20 years ago. You still carrying around that baggage. It's time to let go of some of the baggage, guys. Like seriously, it's time to let go because that's the only way you can live a better life. I had to let go of so much baggage. The baggage of not having my father. The baggage of growing up and all these different things. The baggage of somebody hurt me. Somebody did this. I had to let it go. I had to let it go because when you don't let it go, you hold on to it and it hurts you. It don't even hurt them. What they did to you, they ain't thought about it. You see what I'm saying? So it goes back to that control, man. This is why it's so deep, and this is why the power is yours is going to help so many people because it's going to allow you to gain back control of your life.
It'll help you.
It's going to help you. Yeah, it's going to help you gain back control of your life. The power is yours. Like we really believe that we have the power to control our own destiny, control our own life. We don't have to focus on. I don't understand why we think that it's like you have to focus when bad things happen to you. You have to focus on them. You don't. No. It's a choice. No. I can literally say, okay, that's a bad thing that happened, but okay, perfect example. Car battery went out. Then next thing you know, my cooling system had a. Okay, let's say first thing. Let's tackle the first scenario. I go to start my car. The car was working perfect. Go to start my car. Battery's there. I take the battery up there. You need a whole new battery. $200 battery. Big battery. You know what I'm saying? $200 battery. I was thankful that I had the $200 and it wouldn't hurt me. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? I was thankful. Like most people are like, oh, why everything happened to me? I got to pay $200 for the battery. I was thankful that I had the $200 for the battery. And then 2 weeks later,
cool.
My coolant system, a pipe busted in my coolant system. Now, I don't, like, my car's not brand new. It's not like spanking new. It's 2007, but it never had any issues. Mm. So now it's like, okay, the battery, $200. Now, the coolant system, that was another $200 to get fixed. And I was just thankful that God allowed me to be in a space where I can pay that. Because I remember 3 years ago, that would have happened. That car would have still been sitting on the side. That car would have been in a pound somewhere.
Oh, man.
Or I would have had to borrow money from somebody and then owe somebody. I'm just thankful for the things that God has allowed to go well in my life.
I agree.
Can you hit on that, man? Just being grateful for the things that you do have versus the things that are going bad. I'm pretty sure you got bad going on right now.
Oh, of course, everybody has their own struggles,
but you're choosing
every day. Like I said, this is kind of a process, understanding what you can and can't. What you can and can't control, what you can and can't, what you can and can't alter, change, or just kind of manipulate. Like. Just think about like how much energy, I find this more so to be true when it comes to humans. Maybe it's not a situation, maybe it's just somebody.
Right.
Like, no rhyme, reason, way in the world can I make you do what I want you to do, when I want you to do it, how I want you to do it.
Right.
You can't.
Right.
I can't.
And sometimes we want to control people. You say
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I want you to do something.
Yeah.
I want you to be a certain way. I want you to think a certain way. I can't do that.
Right.
And I think this is more like, for me, it was in my relationship. Mm-hmm. I was so bent on trying to make them different.
Right.
That I neglected me.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
That goes back to check yourself before you wreck yourself.
And I suffer for it.
Right.
Because I'm like, I'm getting angry at them because they're not doing what I think they should do.
Right.
And look at that. Look at that. You're not gonna do what I think you should do.
And they think, and then in their mind, they think that you should do something. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But, and this is real prevalent, especially in marriage, man, because it's like, when you're married to somebody who's a lot like you, but it's a totally different. Like, okay, my wife is not an early riser, and there was a time where I'm like, girl, you need to come on, let's get up, let's grind, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Give yourself some time in the morning before the kids wake up. Blah blah blah. But that's not her right now. So all I can do is lead myself. Okay, let's put it like this: when you lead yourself, other people may see. People are watching. People are watching. It's like, okay. Maybe I'm not going to do it now, but okay, in the whole year, he got crazy results from that. Maybe I need to adjust. And now my wife is waking up early. It's crazy. Like, early. I'm so proud of her because early 6 o'clock is early for her. You see what I'm saying? I'm so proud. She usually gets up around 7:30. But I'm just saying, I was telling her because she's a stay-at-home mom, telling her that she needs time to herself.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? And then not to stay up late, because if you stay up late, you're gonna be tired because the kid's gonna wake up kind of early.
Uh-huh.
But if you just wake up a little early, get yourself a 10-minute workout, 10, 15 minutes or something. Eat, have time. You could pray, you could read a book, whatever, before the kids wake up. Uh-huh. Now, it took a long time, but now she's doing it. Now she understands why I wake up so early.
Because, I mean, you can lead by, like you said, lead by example.
Right. You can only change you.
Exactly.
And
that's key.
Man. It is.
So once you let that
control.
Go, yeah, exactly. So once you let I don't even let it go. Just accept it. Accept the fact, because it's a fact.
Right.
You cannot control another human.
Right.
You as a human cannot be like implement yourself upon another.
Right. Yeah.
So
yeah, I agree with that.
That's why I had coaching. Why I used to get pissed at these kids.
Oh, yeah, especially when you're in a position of leadership.
Kids.
Yeah. Because you want the best for them.
Bro, I'm like, what are y'all doing? Yeah,
and you want that effort from them.
And I regret I used to get so mad in the kids, man. I'm like, my coach has to tell me a kid is never going to do what a kid is supposed to do when a kid's supposed to do it.
Right. Because they're kids. Kids. But we have high expectations.
Exactly. Because, and I had to let it go. I had to step out. Like, okay.
But you never start leading, though. You never stop.
No, I never. I never remove myself from like captain. All right. Well, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna work on me hard, and I'm gonna show you.
Yep.
I'm gonna show you differently. I'm gonna show you this way. I'm gonna show you that way instead of just expecting you to do it just because I know you can do it. But if you're not gonna do it, I can't force you.
Right.
I have to show you how to get to this level. I have to lead.
So you gotta and this is the problem. This is the problem with being leadership, is that a lot of sometimes we are expecting something, but we don't realize that we're not putting it out. Because a lot of times we want the effort, we want them to go hard.
That's what that is. Because I'm a good wrestler. I'm pretty good. And so, but again, I started where they are, so I can't expect them to be where I'm at, where they are.
And it's hard not to because you are you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
But so I have to all right, let's. Like you say all the time, I have to meet you where you are.
Right.
So I have to, I have to step back and do, look back at how I was coached, how I was taught. So I can bring it to you in a way that, one, you can understand, one, that you can, again, accept.
Yep.
Because I can't do anything you won't allow me to do.
That's true.
So, I mean,
But that speaks towards that leadership, man, because like I said, a lot of times, especially in the work environment, we got leaders who are ahead of us who are not doing what they want us to do. Yeah. So it's kind of hard because I heard somebody, I think it was Andy Frisella, I was listening to him. He was like, basically the people that are under you, maybe in a work environment or whatever, say every day you give 100%, and then one day of the week you give 80. They're gonna play towards that 80. All the hundreds you done gave, forget that. They gonna play towards your worst, basically your worst. Yeah. Or if you're a boss, you coming in late and you cutting out early, what do you think they gonna want to do?
Do the same thing.
You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times we have to make sure that our expectations align that we have for other people. We actually have that expectation for ourselves. I put like this:
by example.
Lead by example. I can't tell you to work out if I don't work out. I can't tell you to eat right if I don't eat right. I can't tell you to meet me here at 6 o'clock in the morning and I don't meet you here at 6 o'clock in the morning. You see what I'm saying? It's just not right. It's just not ethical. You see, it just isn't. It just isn't. But I want to take a smooth transition, man, because we were talking about we're talking about working on yourself, right? So I thought of this another quote that just came to my mind.
What was that?
It's okay to be imperfect, but it's not okay to wake up every day and not improve. So the end goal is to improve every single day. It's because you'll never be perfect.
No.
You will never be perfect, but you can always improve. You can always get better. You can always grow. So every single day, our mindset should be on, first, I would say gratitude. The second thing is growth. Every single day. Because if you grow every single day, man, just think about where you are next week. Just think where you are a month, a year. You see what I'm saying? If we grow, I know for a fact that every time we come in here, we do our practice, we write our book or whatever. If we can do better every single day, that's the only goal. That's the only goal.
Just by repetition?
Just by repetition. Just by
reps. What did you just say to me? You sent me a quote the other day. Repetition, something, I can't remember it. You know what you sent me?
Oh, man. Dang. I know what you're talking about. I ain't got it in my head though.
Yeah.
Well, I know exactly. I might have it in my phone, but anyways, yeah, just repetition. Basically, it was basically saying it's the catalyst for growth. Basically, yeah, something along those lines. And it is, because the more, like, just think about when we lifting. The reason why we did all those reps, it wasn't just to do all those reps. It's to put your muscles under tension so they can grow. And sometimes we got to put ourselves under that stress, under that resistance, so that we can grow. We need to we need to know, yesterday I did this, and this right. Right? So tomorrow I'm going to do this, and this right again, but I'm going to do a little bit more. I'm going to do this too.
Or I didn't do that as right.
Or I'm going to do it better. Yeah. Or like you always tell me, do it better.
Yeah.
Like I'll be speaking and this dude getting on my nerves. Do it better. I'm like, bro, I did it with all my might. It's like, do it better. I'm like, dude, come on now. That was the best I ever did it. Do it better. But that's the thing, man. That goes back to getting around people who are going to push you. Because I can come in here every single day and I can't judge me. I'm doing the speaking. I can't judge the speaking, do the speaking, and speak. You know what I'm saying?
Listen to speak, talk all at the same time.
So when he's saying doing it better, maybe somebody in the audience is thinking the same thing. Like, oh, he could have said that better. So if I can just say it better already, and then tomorrow I'm gonna come in with better effort, better energy, and he's gonna say, do it better again. I'm like, but bro, it's still better than yesterday. Do it better. And every day we're getting better. And you can measure that. You can see, okay, yesterday boom. Today, yep, we going better. You know what I'm saying? So man. I think all this comes back down to mindset. I really do. I really think all of it comes back down to mindset. Because you got to have the right type of mindset to have the right people around you. You have to have the right type of mindset to improve. You got to have the right type of mindset. Bro, the mind is literally the tower for everything that goes on. So you can't do anything outside of your mindset. You can't. You can't. If you got a poverty mindset, bro, you will never become a wealthy person until you get out of that mindset. You can't. You can't outdo what you know or how you act.
Man. You can't just be like, okay, change your mindset. You gotta.
No, there's strategy to changing your mindset.
Yeah,
there's strategy to it.
All right, bling.
No, it ain't nothing like that. But it starts where we talk. It starts what we're talking about, though. Yeah. It just depends on what area of your life that your mindset needs to change in, because that's where you're gonna have to start. So if you think about, let's use working out. Working out is always the perfect example. Fitness, right? So if you got a mindset towards fitness like, it's too hard. I'm gonna be sore. This gonna happen. Right? That's the wrong type of mindset to have. That's a poverty mindset. Let's step on the wealth side of mindset. Ooh, I'm gonna feel better. Ooh, I'm gonna have more energy. Ooh, I'm gonna look better. Ooh, you know what I'm saying? Ooh. Now that's how you change your mindset right there. You got to actually look at it, because you're focused on the negative things, and it might be a fistful. But look at all the positive things that happen. How much better do you feel? Yeah, your body's going to be sore tomorrow, but how much better are you going to feel?
Oh, awesome.
How much better are you going to feel a month from now when you're 20 more pounds slimmer? You know what I'm saying?
Who knows, man? Like,
how much better have you felt since you started?
It's freeing, man. Your clothes fit better. You feel lighter.
Everything, man.
You're running. You feel
your mind is better.
You feel better. Endorphins, all that. These are facts. You know.
So I think changing your mindset starts there. You got to look at why do you think the way you think about this certain thing? Like if we're talking about school for students, right? I go in there and we talk to them about bridging the gap between their reality and school. Right? And a lot of times their mindset towards school is it's boring. It's this. It's not going to help me. I'm not going to use this. And I say, okay, that's cool. But if I'm depending on who I'm talking to, right? But you got somebody out there that you love, that you want to do something for one day, right? Sometimes you got to go there with them. Or sometimes you got to say, okay, but if you want to have money down the road, right? So I'm not even telling you that you got to go to college. I'm telling you that you got to get out of here. You got to create separation. You got to get something from here. If nothing else, school's going to give you discipline. You need discipline in this world. School's going to give you discipline. If you got the discipline to do your work, when you do what you told when you told to do it, that's discipline. Right?
Yeah, man, but I know a lot of smart idiots.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. But they got some sort of discipline, though. They got the discipline to sit down and do their work. They got the discipline to sit down and get work done. What you gonna need in the work world?
Yeah, but it's a different kind of discipline, man. Like
it is, but I'm just saying this is an attribute. This is discipline. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying for what the thing that we use is separation. We say, yo, this is separating you from the people that maybe want to do the same thing you want to do. People that might have the same dream that you have. You know what I'm saying? It's separation. I can't tell you what the next level, but I know education never ends for me.
Yeah.
I'm always reading. I'm always learning.
learning.
I'm always watching. I'm always doing something to learn. I'm always taking notes, right? And when I do that, I know that every single day that I'm improving and I'm creating separation in my life. Like, if I read these 10 books and I dissect them and I apply them, that speaker over there might be reading one book and dissecting and applying. Okay, but I didn't read 10. I got to be getting a little bit further. You see what I'm saying? Or maybe you practice for an hour a day. I might do 2. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I know I'm separation.
More time.
Yep. So you're creating
experience.
Separation. That's big, man. Man, mindset. It's all.
I agree. Change the way you think.
If you change the way you
starts in
think,
the brain.
even okay, I put it like this. This is the last example I'm gonna give. I had to change my mindset about work because I was literally stressing myself out, saying, "Man, I don't want to be here, man." Like, I know that what my purpose is now. Like, when you want to figure out your gifts and your purpose and what you want to do, and you know that how it feels, like, you know how it feels when we walk in that school, man, and leave that school that day.
Practice, man. I be feeling
and
that
all
way
students
on lunch.
coming up to us, man, saying, "Yo, you changed my life." You know, all these different things. We know how that feels. So sitting at a cubicle working don't give you no type of feeling. So I was stressing myself out. I was going home. I was angry. I was upset. I was like, okay, I got to change my mindset about work because right now this is my reality. Mm-hmm. So I got to think of it, okay, it puts a roof over my family's head. Mm-hmm. It puts clothes and food on, in my family's stuff. You know, I had to think about it differently because I was going to drive myself crazy. It gives me an opportunity to listen to learn more. You know what I'm saying? They even got classes here, leadership courses and all type of stuff. So I'm like, okay, let me take advantage of this opportunity while I'm in it since this is my reality. Sometimes we got to look at our reality, guys, and say, okay, what can I do to get to the next step? But how can I love this level that I'm at right now? How can I get everything out of this level that I'm in right now? Like this level in our lives, how can I get the most out of it? Instead of looking at it like, oh, I'm at this level, man, I want to be up here, I want to be up there. How can you master where you are? Because once you master where you are, it's almost like a video game. You know, like you got to master that level. I remember, man.
Mario.
I remember this game, last game I ever bought was this game called Hitman, way back, years ago. Right, not even. I can't even say way back. At least 3 years ago, it was that latest Hitman that had came out. Right,
man,
and you can play this Hitman. You know, it's a story mode. You can go around, do whatever you need to do, and then there was a certain point where it's like, okay, you could switch to the next story, or you could stay at this level and totally complete it, master it, get everything from it. Right, and of course, you know, if you feel like you done the mission, you go to the next level. When you get to that next level, there was something from that past level that you needed. That's now you don't have. So now it's harder for you. And that's exactly how it is in life. That's exactly how it is in life. Sometimes we want to skip those levels. Then when we get to the next level, it's like, shoot, I didn't learn that lesson.
Well, not even skip it. Maybe we just want to be rushing.
Are we rushing to get to the next one? I'm literally writing about this right now in the book. Talking about the slow driver, drive slow. Like trusting the process, going through the process, and learning everything that you can from the process because a lot of times, man, we don't want to go through that. The process isn't fun, it isn't cute, it isn't lovable. You know what I'm saying? But it's necessary.
Yeah.
It's necessary. We've seen it happen before, man, when people would skip levels, the next thing you know. I believe that's why they even stopped people from going straight from high school to the NBA, because very few of them lasted. So many people was going from high school to NBA. Oh, he's ready to go. Then he gets in the league and he bombs. Kwame Brown. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He gets to the league and he's terrible. Because he didn't go to that next level and learn everything he can learn from that next level. I think Kwame Brown would have been a better player if he went to college first.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
College is a higher level of competition.
Yep.
Playing on a different plane. He can't jump from little league to the NFL.
Right.
Pee Wee to high school.
Right. So, man, I want to read something real quick because another smooth transition, you know, because it's a lot, man. It's a lot. But I think this goes back to mindset. Like, if you don't get nothing else from this podcast,
let's agree.
Mindset.
It all stems on your way of thinking.
Yeah, everything stems from the way you're thinking.
Process.
I read this, and I just want to read this for everybody. A young lady on Facebook yesterday. She said, "Good morning, all. I am curious to know, what do you do when you have a fear of making a decision? What is your strategy?" You want to shoot that first?
Yeah.
So let me read it again. What do you do when you have a fear of making a decision? What is your strategy?
I would, like I said, assess who all does this decision affect.
Right.
If it's just me, I take, because you don't want to be the one making decisions for other people.
Right.
So that takes a little bit of stress off of it. Okay, if it's just me, then what? Okay. Then let's learn about the decisions of the yay or nay or this way or that way or whatever way the question is leaning.
Yep.
So if I go this way, what could happen? Pros, cons. Same way with the other side. Pros, cons. And so,
but what if it's a quick? Let's put a little caveat. What if it's a quick decision? Like you gotta make this decision like in the 24 hours. Let's say it's one of those. Like let's say it's like a.
I think you could do that. I think you can do this in 24 hours.
You can do the assessment.
Yeah,
you could do.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think there's any. It's not a long process.
So at what point do you decide though? Because a lot of people will do the assessment, but then they like, they stop at the assessment.
Hey man, at the end of it all, even if you do all this or even if you don't, it just comes. I'm logic, gut.
Yeah, but I'm
wondering. There's no real like.
But sometimes that fear is stronger to people though. That's what I'm saying. Like sometimes that fear is so strong that logic goes out the window.
I mean, even if you okay, the only wrong choice is not making a decision at all.
Right. Okay. I like that because I was just about to say, if you don't make a decision, you will never get that result. If you do make a decision, you'll get that result. But I want to read this real quick because this is how I feel about it. This is really how I feel about it. Fear is the brain's way of saying that there is something important for you to overcome. Rachel Herbert. Right? I truly believe that. Now there are certain instances, we're not talking about being in danger, right? Yeah. We're not talking about that. But I feel like, okay, do you know how fearful I was of the speaking thing? Because I didn't grow up, let's put this in context. I didn't grow up saying I wanted to be a speaker. This, to me, was a calling for me. I truly believe that this was my purpose. I truly believe this is what God wanted me to do. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So I was so, you remember? You weren't there when I did the first classroom. Okay, a little fear there, but it's only 25 people in the room. You remember when we were doing 300 at a conference, and I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but went out there and I had to do it. Even if I failed, I had to do it. I could not let fear make decisions for me. And sometimes you're letting fear make a decision for you. I read a quote. I put it in my book. I don't even know who the quote came from, but I had to put it in the book. Never let fear decide your future. Mm-hmm. Never let fear decide your future. Some of us are letting fear decide your future. You're too afraid to step out there. You're too afraid to take a leap of faith. You're too afraid. Like you're supposed to have all this faith. But you don't even have enough faith to step out on something. You don't even have enough faith to move, to press toward, you know what I'm saying? And here's the thing. You will never get the result. You can't get the result from where you are. You already have it.
Fear.
So I had to step out there. I didn't care if I had to, bro. Even if I froze up. I had to step out there. I had to see for myself. And I finally got to that way. I finally got that in my mind because I used to be that person who was so doubtful. I used to be that person who was so self-conscious and so, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's too scary. But I understood, man, if I don't do this, I will never find out what I have inside of me. I will never know. Sometimes you got to do it for yourself. Okay, I'm going to put it like this. Face fear for yourself. Do it for you. Do it for you, because even if you fall flat on your face, you learn something.
You did it.
It's a win-win situation.
We sure did it.
It's a win-win situation. Now, we're not saying don't prepare. We're not saying don't go as hard as you do. We're not saying don't assess. We're not saying those things. But I'm telling you that if you let fear decide if you make a decision out of fear, you're going to lose.
Yeah.
You're never going to win making a decision out of fear. You're never going to win like that.
Fuck everything and run.
You're never going to win like that. You're never going to win like that. Never gonna win like that. So you cannot let fear make decisions for you. You gotta make decisions. And here's the thing, your body doesn't even understand the difference between excitement and fear. It don't even understand the difference. So you could actually just be excited to do it and you get the same feeling, the same trembling, the same shaking. So I changed my mind. I said, you know what, I'm not afraid of this. I'm excited. I'm excited.
I'm pumped up.
And I'm
ready to go. I'm excited.
Check this out. I want to go back to something that I said a couple podcasts ago. You have to get your mind, and I got this from Tony Robbins. You got to get your mind in a state of certainty. Mm-hmm. So the way that I kill fear a lot of times is I see myself doing it before I do it.
Visualization.
I see the end result that I want. Mm-hmm. So I see the standing ovation. I see the good review, the calling me back, the next conference. I seen that thing. And did it not happen?
It happened.
I'm not even gonna say, did it happen?
It happened.
Did we not get the standing ovation?
We got it.
Did we not get the next conference?
We did it.
Did we not get called back this year? You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Just last year I was trembling. Now I'm like, let's go. And here's the thing, once you scale that mountain, once you scale that wall, it's like I could do that 10 times.
Did it.
Now it's
a
like,
lot of, it happens a lot. Oh, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was.
Right.
How many times have y'all said that? How many times have you said that? You ever done something like, even on a dare, on a whim,
on anything,
something you're scared of, something you're nervous about, you come out of it, oh, that wasn't that bad. It wasn't as bad as I thought. How many times have you said that in life? Right. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was.
Bruh.
I say that all the time. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't
bro. It's because, man, I'm so passionate about this, bro, because there's so many people. I don't even know when fear actually comes in. Because we've seen this on a high school level. Mm-hmm. We've seen this on a middle school level. I've even seen it on a elementary level where people are letting fear decide things for them. Think about how many kids that are, like, probably crazy good at a sport but won't even try because they're afraid of somebody laughing at them or how they're going to look or any of those things. You know what I'm saying? So, or any of those, man, it's like, we got to face our fears, man. And I think we even got to stop saying it's a fear because there's no danger attached to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the danger of me stepping out there getting laughed at? That's not dangerous. My life's not at risk. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Not getting the next speaking engagement, my life's not at risk. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So I think we just need to take out that fear word and just put excitement. You know what I'm saying? I'm exciteful. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Make up a word for it. But you got to get your mind out of that. Like, you got to get your mind out of it because on the end of that, like I said, man, it's going to be a great, regardless if you even fail, it's going to be a greater result on the end of actually trying versus making up in your mind it won't work and not even trying. It doesn't even make sense.
That's what my Coach Randy, used to say, you're afraid to be successful. I never understood.
It don't even make sense when you think about it, but it makes perfect sense.
A lot of this stuff that I learned as a high schooler, this stuff didn't kick in until I was 20.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
I'm learning life lessons at 14 and 15 that I can't even comprehend until I'm at least a decade older.
And that's what I love about what we do. We're planting a seed that may not grow until 20 years later. I love that, man, because you're actually pouring into somebody, and you won't see we won't see it. Unless
you can't measure some of this. You can't, like you said, you can't measure it.
You can't measure
There's
it,
no good.
Besides the immediate result, like, oh man, that changed, or whatever.
I like it. But as far as what we're looking for, like the lady from the Met.
Right. The young lady.
They call me, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, man. You don't see that until way later, down the road, man. But that's just one thing, man. I always wanted to say, like, you just, I talk about this every week. You cannot let fear make decisions for you. You just can't.
So what do you think about this lady's question? That's what you understand.
My strategy.
Don't choose out of fear.
My strategy is that first. Like, what am I actually? I always assess, like, what am I actually fearing for? Mm-hmm. Like, if it deals with other people, then you already got your answer. If it deals with what other people are gonna think, you already got your answer because they're not gonna feed your family. They're not gonna do nothing for you. You see what I'm saying? Like, even if they did laugh at you today, 10 years from now, you're going to be stronger, you could do better. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Or a year from now, or a month from now, or a week from now, or whatever. So if it got to do with people, then I'm already going to step out on the limb. Now, if it's one of those decisions like, okay, moving your family or something like that, and your fear is like, oh, I don't want to, listen.
Uproot. Man.
I would not make a decision out of fear. I would weigh my options, see what my fear actually is. Why am I fearing this? And then I will make a decision off of that. And sometimes I will console. I don't always console with other people. I might not add. I will definitely talk to my wife because I'm married. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I'm definitely not. I might not go outside of that a lot of times. I'm going to go talk to God. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go walk and talk with the Lord in the morning and see what I need to do. Get some clear direction from the one who actually is making, you know what I'm saying, who is already planning this life out for me. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure that I'm aligned with that. I feel like if you do something that you feel like the Lord is bringing you to, you can never fail at it. You never fail at it. You can never fail at it. Because even if that door that's open is not the destination, it leads to another door. and then it leads to another. How many times has it happened, bruh? We step out and we do that one thing, and it leads to another one. It leads to another one. It leads to another one.
So, but what she's talking about, if you want to go that way with it, so how do you know you're making the right decision if you feel if your steps are already ordered?
The thing is, we always want this for sure, certain answer for stuff, and I don't think life ever is like that. I don't think life is ever like clear cut. Like, I don't think life is ever clear cut like that. I don't think that we're ever like, ooh, that was the right decision.
No, so
because
but you feel as though, I mean,
take your time.
I'm gonna take that back because let's dive it into something else, like religion, faith, and all that jazz.
Yeah, that we have to do another podcast on that. We already going strong.
All day with all that. So I'll retract that. But so you say just what are you fearing?
Yeah, I think you gotta find the root because like I said, if it's dealing with people, bro, then you already going down the wrong. Because I mean, why should I care what somebody who's not gonna feed my family thinks about me?
That's right.
Unless I'm doing wrong, you know. So I think you have to go with that first. But man, I actually have a strategy in this book. You know what I'm saying? I actually have given a strategy, and this is basically this is mostly about dealing with the fear of failing. And that's normally what it is. You know what I'm saying? Normally that you just don't want to fail. That's the only reason that you don't want to step out there, right? And like I just said, find the source. What are you actually afraid of? Number one, you have to find the source. I had to find the source. What was I afraid of? What people were going to think about me. So I knew I was wrong instantly, right? So I didn't even have to go to the second step. Wow. But you can go to the second step. And then, okay, boom, okay, now that you figure it out, at that point you decide to fight or flight. Right? And I just go with the fight. So I said, number 2, attack it head on. Right? And if you fail, I even put a strategy in for that. Understand it, but don't accept it. If you fail. Like understand it, like, okay, yo, this is why I failed. You see what I'm saying? This is what I did, and this is why I fall flat. I'm not a failure, but I failed. That's what I mean by don't accept it. Don't accept that, because a lot of us will say, because I failed, I'm a failure. No, because you failed, after you fail, the decision that you make after that determines whether you're a failure or not. Let me say that again. After you have failed, the decision that you make after that determines on whether you have failed or you're a failure or not. Okay? So let me try this again. One more time. After you have failed, the decision that you make after that determines if you're a failure or not. What do I mean by that? If you get knocked down, you failed, and you don't get back up,
shameless plug,
you're a failure. That's where you become a failure. Right? You never get back. I'm not talking about you didn't get back up from it yesterday, the day after that. I'm talking about 10 years have passed and you still on it. 5 years have passed and you still on. 20 years have passed and you're still dwelling on that one. You know what I'm saying? You're a failure at that point.
Yeah.
But if you get back up at any point and you go after it again, or you do better, you know what I'm saying? That actually makes you a champion. Every champion has failed. Every champion. You can't name one who hasn't failed.
Nike slogan.
Even your man Dan Gable.
What makes greatness? Failure.
Even your man Dan Gable. He's failed at something.
Crucial times, too.
You see what I'm saying?
Lost his last match of a perfect season. High school and collegiate.
You see what I'm saying? Everybody fails, man. Failure is like nobody avoid. If you try to live a life avoiding failure, you will not live. I like that quote. That just came out. You will not living a life avoiding failure is not living at all. Let's just say that.
So what are we gonna leave him with?
Are we gonna leave him with this? Matter of fact, let's go to our last. Do you want to do the word, or do we want to save it for next time? Motivate. You know how we do a 1 minute.
Okay.
New section. Or do you want? Cause I got something for him. If we're not, I can leave him with something.
Let's do both. We got it.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me think of something here.
And then we'll end them after that.
Carpet.
Okay, so let me explain the section. Let me explain what we're doing here. All right, so we've implemented this new
minute motivation.
Yeah, this new what is it called? Dang, I can't think of the word. It's not new section. What is it? Segment. Dang, I couldn't get it out. Sorry, guys. I might have to edit that. But the new segment.
Bloopers.
The new segment is called
The Minute Motivation.
We're going to have to come up with something better. But we're going to call it mental motivation right now. So basically, my man picks out some kind of crazy word, maybe an object in the room, and I'm going to use that object, and I am going to motivate you with it. Right? So, carpet. Right? You said carpet.
Carpet.
All right, so carpet has many different functions. Right? But the main thing that I think about carpet, I think about being stepped on. Okay. Right? That's what I mean. Usually, when you carpet, you stepping on carpet. You know, carpet is right.
Stepping on carpet.
Right. Period. So back to when we were talking about relationships and parasitic relationships that are negative, that aren't helping you. You don't want to be in a position of the carpet, letting them step all over you. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Letting them put the dirt on you, putting the traction on you. We were talking about carrying those bags. Excuse me, I don't know what's going on. We were talking about baggage. I think about those things when I think about the carpet, because the carpet, all the dirt that people bring in, the carpet absorbs. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to be in a position of, a lot of us are in the position of the carpet. We're around negative people. We're around people who are bringing their dirt, and we're allowing it. We're around people who are calling us when they want to talk about somebody, when they got something negative, when they need your help, but they never there for you when you need their help. You see what I'm saying? We don't want to be in that position of the carpet. I kind of like that. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll flow with it.
Yeah, we'll flow with it. You don't want to be in that position, though. Like, seriously, when you think about relationships, when you think about people, when you think about, like, what's going on in your life, you don't want to be in that position where everybody's subtracting from you or hurting you. You know what I'm saying? Like negatively impacting you. Because a lot of times, sometimes it's our circle that basically, you know what I'm saying? Because a person can only take so much. You know what I'm saying? You got to deal with your life, then you got to deal with their life, then your brother's life, your sister's life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just like the carpet, you're absorbing all of that. And you never have a point to get yourself decompressed. You know what I'm saying? The carpet. Think about this building that we're in right now. We work for a building that's making millions and millions and millions, billions of dollars. These carpets ain't clean. Think about, like, for real.
This carpet.
Like, for real. So people have brought in their dirt in this room. People have brought in their baggage. So don't be the carpet. Basically. But I want to leave you guys with something, man. Something to, not just something to think about, but something to do. I would say it's call to action. Call to action, right? Matter of fact, we'll call this part of our podcast. We still building this podcast, guys. If you haven't noticed,
together. Right?
It's coming together. By the time we get on the 20th, 25th episode, we're gonna be rolling. We're gonna be steamrolling. But check this out, guys. Check this out. I really want you to pay attention to this. Sometimes I gotta close my eyes and go deep. Don't die a dreamer.
What you mean?
Like, I want you to dream, but don't die. Let me put this in there. Don't die just a dreamer. Don't die just a dreamer, meaning that you got all this inside of you, all these dreams, all these goals, all these aspirations. I believe everybody has $1 million idea, but you're going to go to the grave with that idea because of fear, like we just talked about, because you're letting fear stop you. You're letting your mama talk you out of it. You're letting your grandma, your cousin, your friend, you're letting their opinions stop you. You letting the world stop you. You letting things that had nothing to do with you stop you from living your dream. Don't die just a dreamer. I make sure every single day, man, that's my goal, to not die a dreamer. I got to get this dream outside of me. I got to make it a reality. I got to get the book out of me. You know what I'm saying? I got to get these motivation out. You know what I'm saying? I got to get it out of me. I cannot die a dreamer. I can't say, because it means nothing. I never seen an obituary and said, he was a dreamer. And he was great at it. You know what I'm saying? It tells you what you've done in your life.
Do something about your dream.
Do something about your dream. That's the call to action today. Do something about your dream. Don't die just a dreamer. Tune in next week, guys. Every single Tuesday night, we're bringing it to you guys at 7:30. Be blessed. We want you to be blessed. Be great. And we hope that we help you out, guys.
Yes, sir. So, again, There's a topic, an issue, anything you want to talk about, please leave a comment. If you want to reach out and kind of get with us on this give back on the ministries that we do, reach out, leave information. And be blessed. Have a safe weekend.